Hi guys, welcome to another Horizon Zero Dawn video. So in this one, I show you guys how to get the All Vantages Found trophy. And in order to get this, you have to climb these 12 different vantage points, and you have to press R3 and access this small audio vignette or audio recording. So if you click it, it'll show you a picture of what that location used to be, and then you can either choose to listen to the audio or not. I've already listened to them multiple times. I like listening to them on my own choice. So as you can see, the number 2 and number 3 don't have a search box around them. That's because I already found them, and I know I made another mistake, a couple mistakes pretty much. For number 2 and number 3, I forgot to record them actually. I'm sorry, guys. I was so engrossed in playing the game that I actually forgot to hit the record button. So the good thing about these collectibles is you can always go back to them anytime. They have a marker that you could set a waypoint, and you can view them again. So it's not like you missed anything. You know what I mean? It's not like I made a huge blunder. I can still show you the location, and everything's fine. So if when you go click on it, well, not here. I kind of jumped the gun a little early. So if you click on it, it says Colorado Springs. Yeah, so you can view that location and listen to that vantage audio point again. So no worries. Again, number 3 is something I forgot to record, but after this one, everything else is recorded, so it feels like it's the first time. This is me messing up the jump system in this game. I I don't know why they did this, where it has to be only certain points that you can grab onto. I really wish this game had a system similar to most Assassin's Creed games, or games that have adapted the fact that you can just climb almost anything. I mean, I feel like that 90% of the surface around that rock, around that boulder, should have been be able to grab onto. And this game, it has to be something you can, it's like sticking out, like visually you have to be able to see it in order to be able to grab it. So I don't know, the climbing bugs me. Here's another location where it bugs me, because I mean, in this one it's not so bad because they show you like yellow stuff pointing out, but it kind of breaks the immersion in my point of view. You know what I mean? It's like, it's an open world game. Just let us climb anything we really want. I mean, such a great looking game that you want to go visit all these locations, but it's like you're limited to what you can grab onto. But other than that, this is probably the longest one to get to, because I didn't know what to grab, and it was I guess my own fault, because I put the darkness into a certain settings where it's pretty ambient, and then as I move around, I'm like, oh look, yellow, cool, something to look forward to. And you pretty much have to just climb your way up there. Try not to fall, even though Aloy can't help but to like just walk off a ledge. I've talked about this extensively in my other earlier playthrough videos, where I just show clips of what I've gone through in the game. Aloy has this tendency where she doesn't stop at the edge of a ledge. She will just keep walking off. So if you're not careful and you move her a little bit, she'll just she'll just like just take another step, and then the next step, and then she'll just fall to her death. And she's a dunce like that. I mean, she's a great character and all, but when she does stupid things like that, like when the character model does stupid things like that, you can't help but to like be angry at it. Obviously it's your fault. You should be able to have a certain control to how much you move, but sometimes when you're just, say, walking to an edge just to get a picture or something like that, like to take a pic, she'll just make that extra step. She'll slip, and then oops, there goes, you're gonna have to climb that thing all over again. And I don't know, I feel like there should be a certain amount of invisible barrier so you don't fall off in these kind of games, or there should be some kind of control to it. Like, for example, I just finished playing Neo. In that game, Yeah, there's a lot of ways in which you can just fall off. There's no invisible walls to save you. You will fall off and you will instantly die. But there is a certain amount of detection where uh, I already forget his name. I'm so bad at this. Let's just call him Anjin because I forget it. William, that's his name. William. Um, I just called him Ruben because that's my name. But they always called him Anjin, but it's William. But what William tends to do is when you attack, he will instantly hit if you hit the attack button beside a ledge that you'll be able to fall off and instantly die. There's invisible barriers for that. But then say if you want to move, it still has a detection where you feel like you have a certain amount of control where you can pretty much go to a certain level of the edge without you slipping and falling off. But Aloy doesn't have that. She'll just even a tiny bit, she'll fall off like it does. But I guess I should stop ranting about the game. Like I've already told you guys this before, I've spent a total of 44 hours playing this game, and I've gotten the platinum in this game. And let me tell you, I've enjoyed almost every minute of it. It's just there are certain aspects of the game that bugs you, and it needs to be talked about. And the most reviews don't talk about it. For example, everybody's praising the graphics of the games. It's true, the game is absolutely gorgeous, but there are certain aspects of the graphical fidelity that needs to be explored. For example, the water in this game looks really bad. Like the tessellation effects are really, really bad. Like when Aloy's in water, it I don't know how to say it. It doesn't look right. You know what I mean? You guys need to try it for yourself. Like when she's swimming or something like that, it doesn't look natural. The water effects in this game aren't the best. Another thing is, sure, the foliage in this game is really, really cool looking. It looks amazing. The problem is when Aloy goes into a grassy area, she clips through the glass. So the grass will come through her body. It's not like she dynamically affects the grass. This kind of takes immersion away really quickly because you'll be like, oh look, you'll be stealthing a lot of these enemies, and then all you'll be noticing is like 3 or 4 grass like stick out of her head, and it's just like, why can't they be affected in a way where it moves away or something like that? But there's something to look forward to. It's like there's a lot that's left to be desired. Sure, the Decim engine has reached a certain graphical fidelity, and look at this looks amazing. But then I feel like certain reviewers are not fully, I guess, disclosing all the information about what's wrong, and they're just surrounded by the hype. Of course, this game's amazing. If I had to rate it, I would probably give it a 9 to 9.5. But I feel like they should at least talk about these kind of things. Other than that, what else to talk about? The melee in this game is god awful. Like it is. I don't even know why they included it. It is pretty much sure if you land it, you're gonna do a lot of damage. But most of the time, she doesn't have tracking, so it's pointless to use it against enemies. Like for example, the best time to use melee is against human enemies if they're charging at you, or if you've just successfully done a dodge roll and you can come back with another attack. Okay? But in my opinion, the best time to use it would be, say, if you use the rope caster, or to pull an enemy down, make them trip over or fall down, or if you stun an enemy, or if you freeze an enemy, or if they're burning, any kind of status effect that's getting them, that gives you 5 to 10 seconds room where their focus is taken away from you. That's when you need to, use melee. But the problem is sometimes Aloy, she doesn't have the right tracking. Or detection. You press melee and she'll hit past the enemy or behind the enemy or behind you. And I've shown evidence of this in previous videos. It's just there should be a lock on in this game, and there isn't. Oh, it bugs me so much. And don't mind me here. This is a moment where my brain just completely just froze. I know for a fact I saw the ledge as soon as I came off the rope, but this was pretty much late in the night as I was recording. Just, forgive me for the excess time I take here. There are moments where I also have dirt moments, but yeah, it's like melee is so useless in this game. Most of the time, you want to use your ammo, right? I mean, that does the most damage. It's not like you're compared to the amount of damage most enemies can do. Even the lowest tiered machines can do to you in terms of melee damage. Your melee damage does not equal the same amount. Like, you will take 2 to 3 times more damage than what you're dishing out. So it's not even worth it. So I would highly suggest to use melee in a strict basis. Like, use it whenever you get when you know for a fact you're not going to be trading. If you're going to be trading damage, it's not worth it. Don't do it. What else? I mean, there's a lot more to talk about, but it's just, I'm not someone who just writes them down and talks about them, you know what I mean, as like a list. It's just whatever comes in my mind, I talk about it. These are just, I mean, you guys, most people won't need help with this. Look, it's very simple. It's a couple of climbing puzzles, and you get to the top. Here's another moment where I overthink things. I mean, the goal is to just take the zip line all the way down to that location, and I'm just like, is there anything else that can be around this area? But, focus will show you what, if anything else is there, but there will be moments when I freeze up. But I think this is pretty much the last vantage point, and that should unlock the trophy. So, hopefully that helped you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.